Skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up.
You think me mad?
Will a beast.
No. Insufferable? Surely.
The Red Prince.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Please, please, please.
Co tu zabraniacie te
I
dzieci?
forgot how to sing. I did. Ah, there you are. Husband.
What the fuck? Go on.
Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not at all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this loser woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical.
Who's lost? She must have confused with someone else.
They don't care about us.
Must have you confused with someone else. Look at the passel of dirty kids and say they seem well enough like brats to you. Ale ja ju nepoznám.
Why, I never. I left my good pals at home, or I'd be clutching them with all my daintiest, most ladylike might. Say as you will, husband. Madame Josephine Gribbles de Peeb won't be treated so.
Hyvä.
The children break out into giggles.
What? What's so funny?
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we?
Say that's true enough. Shake her hand. Ask if she couldn't find some more age-appropriate companions. They are most concerned with survival than entertainment.
Guess you aren't a creative type, are you, Chief? I say they're one and the same.
Pýtať sa, či vie niečo o tom, že bola tá
Nope,
vražda.
trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better.
Tell her she ought to have a look around with you. You can watch each other's backs.
Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You're too soft for it. You take care, though.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer.
What the fuck?
As quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her.
Good luck, Chief.
I reassure you and you shut up.
You look a little bit elfish. Maybe your daddy was an elf. My daddy's name is Frida. He's waiting for me at home. I'll go home soon.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you long enough for me to listen.
Do you know Losa? She's a really good singer. I'm better though. Listen. La 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 la.
Dobre, Boże, starczy.
My mum doesn't like elves. But I have a secret. When I grow up, I'm gonna be an elf. She'll get used to it.
Co tu ma psati, kokos?
Turnips and water are all I was given.
Name?
Wants to know.
The Divine Order wants to know.
Ha? Co masz w złych?
Well, there has been a murder.
Well, you aren't here on my list. Scrammy, we're trying to catch a killer here.
Ha? Habo.
You, sorcerer! Blood? No! Go! Ruff!
Uff.
Never thought
Co
you'd
je
end
toto?
up a prison guard, Vic.
That right?
Hasol som ti tu.
I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Nest.
Čo je toto?
Your kind always hung
Bane.
closest to our divine.
Nejaký
like
elfský
wolves around
kámoš.
a campfire.
Zatvorené dvere a za nimi je kto? Magister William.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here,
Indigo.
fly over the side of the ship with him.
Zaujímavé veci. Minimum 823 charakterov už len na tejto jednej palube, ty kokos, kým všetko prejdem. No poďme
The
Fane.
elf is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. He looks up, his big round eyes scanning your body, absorbing every detail.
I shall hold my head steady.
He reaches out and examines your face, tugging at your ears and prodding your nose.
Fascinating.
He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to page, completely oblivious to your presence.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
Ask whether the book he's reading is any good. He seems engrossed in it.
There has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than your appetite.
It is simultaneously too detailed and insufficient. I know the beginning of this tale and the end, but I am rather missing the middle. Tell me, what do you know of our world's history?
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us will kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
We just skipped to the part where I reassure you and you shut up.
You think me mad?
Mad? Insufferable, surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Volume
Oh,
zaschował.
please. I have no interest in that. Your books are too full of it already.
Classify this slop as food. I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was
One of us
given.
will kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen course dinner, and I don't intend to do away shut up.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than your appetite.
No. I want to know about the Celestial. I want to know about your gods. This text tells me that they created all creatures, but nothing of what came before. Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where are the others of their kind?
How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than your appetite.
Of course you don't have any useful information. Why did I expect anything else? Now please, run along. I have a world to decipher.
No amount of pestering will get the elf to take his eyes off his book or respond to your questions.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and
It's a
water
register,
are
sir.
all I was...
Good, good. Magister Williams is just about done with the last passenger. You faring okay so far?
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than your appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
Of course I do. Seems Voidwoe can dog your heels like a shadow. That's no way to live, is it? You'll see. We're gonna help you. You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
Gods, didn't your mother teach you any manners?
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out throats and bend men.
He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, boy. You hear that?
We've got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with him.
Why won't you sing?
That's enough.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
Boy.
He turns his head toward you, looking you up and down, and smiles before turning his attention to the ship once more.
What the fuck?
You look like a boy to me. Listen if you're interested, or get gone if you aren't.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with him.
The ship, of course.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash, and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the sea itself.
And?
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than your appetite.
Don't you get saucy
The fellow cocks his ear, listening.
thing about sauce.
That isn't anger, it's...
He cocks his ear to the other side, then smiles.
Anticipation. She senses something. I'd hold on to my breeches if I were you, mate.
How dare you?
That's all you hear, though. Listen
I've seen more
close.
appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
Close your eyes and try to let the ambient sounds of the ship fade away.
There now, just like that.
Squeak!
Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back. The other catches you before you lose your footing.
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good news.
Asked what's got him so excited. It was nothing more than a rat.
No, you beautiful idiot. That wasn't any rat. It was the wheel. Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east.
We've got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hand you right over the side of this ship with him.
Burn my beard. That means if we've been traveling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy.
Kid, you been down by the room up the hall?
No,
You sure about that?
no.
What's your name?
Ah, so you've eyes as well as ears, eh? You'll go far, mate. Even here.
She got eaten by a void woken.
Ask why he's so excited about reaching Fort Joy. You haven't heard anything good about the place.
No indeed, boy. But that ain't my final destination.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes roll over to you.
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, boy.
We've got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hand you right over the side of this ship with him.
He continues stroking his beard, a beatific smile on his lips, and doesn't acknowledge you anymore.
Well,
Did you see the body? They ought to let you taste a bit. Maybe you'd find out who done it.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hand you right over the side of this ship with him.
Tak to by ma chcel zneužiť.
It was one of them. I know it.
I spent my life singing for my slaves to bring me my supper. Finer fare than boiled roots and rotten tubers, too.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us will kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
Mad? Insufferable, surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Nest. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, we've got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hand you right over the side of this ship with him.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Nest. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, we've got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hand you right over the side of this ship with him.
trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
Mad? No. Insufferable? Surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat behind this very wall. The indignity.
Well, well. What have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we? See if you'll do.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
It was one of them. I know it.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
There's some discoloration, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find prime merchandise on a squalid little ship like this. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook?
Mad? Insufferable? Surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Ah, music to my beleaguered stomach. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor?
Never thought you'd end up.
Yes, I can tell from your vagabond chic, a bag is as good as a shirt kind of style. I shouldn't be getting my hopes up. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
It was one of them. I know it.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
You're no stranger to combs, powders, and perfumes.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kill our own.
Telling me you're trying to recall the last time you bathed.
Just skip to the part
What
where I
month
reassure
is
you and
this?
you shut up.
Just as I thought. That explains what's besieging my nostrils. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. Let's evaluate, shall we? As per your own testimony, you can cook, but you have the fashion sense of a monkey in a clown suit, and your personal hygiene reminds one of a carcass rotting in the sun.
Asi tak nijak.
That won't do at all, see? I'm sad to say I must deny you the opportunity to be my slave.
Wow.
I'm so sorry.
Assume a sad face and tell him you're mightily disappointed.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
Stared at him blankly. He was looking for you to be his what now?
My slave, of course. Oh, but I see. Yes, I suppose it must take some time for the full extent of my disheartening refusal to sink in.
I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kill our
Still,
own.
hone your skills, and one day you may just qualify for a position in a lesser household than mine. You keep dreaming, you hear?
You think me mad?
Dobra, dobra.
Mad? No. Insufferable? Surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Reveal.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel. They sound like the dry cackling of an old witch.
Snake eyes.
Yeah.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
Wonder what she's doing.
She shakes her head.
Game for one, I'm afraid.
One of us wouldn't kid
Rolling dice.
picking us off one by one.
Deciding fates.
Skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up.
Round. Whose fate is she deciding?
Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of a coy smile on her lips.
Never say never, though.
She can decide fates with dice. Ask if she can read the future in cow entrails as well.
She eyes you suspiciously.
Not the future, no. But I can read the past in flesh. Just like you. And I'm quite good at it, too.
Hoo-ha.
I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last. Shall I?
You don't see why not extend your arm.
She gives your arm a vigorous stroke of the tongue, efficient like a cat grooming.
You were in a cellar with other sorcerers. As everyone lay sleeping, you lay awake thinking of someone back home. A very special someone. You were reminiscing about the things you used to do together.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kid our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
She pats you on the shoulder consolingly.
There, don't you worry, darling. Your secret's safe with me.
I'll tell you if you can keep it
I don't
quiet long enough
lick
for me to
and tell.
The woman keeps rolling her.
I'm busy watching for clues, sorcerer. Go take your sub-story somewhere else.
Dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing
A
things
scruffy
coming
man
out of
lounges
pigs.
against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this trampy fam.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again.
Don't you get saucy?
He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
Ask Ifan why the Magister suspects him of murder.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword, and now he's Johnny Big Pants.
Murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magister's more concern.
Ask Ifan what he did to find himself at the mercy of a subordinate.
Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from interested parties.
Say that you're still curious about the murder. Did he do it?
No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough.
Ask if he knows anything about Joy.
The Joy? I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself.
I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
There's nothing else I can
They
do.
would like to meet Alexander.
All I was given.
You'd show him exactly what you think of his bloody divine order.
I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Tell Ifan that's
There has been a murder.
one acquaintance you're not eager to make.
Concern than your appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
Easy now. I might think the same. But Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
What are you conspiring about over there? You, elf. What's your name?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name?
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous robes.
Away with you, at once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall.
I ain't saying nothing.
Bloody dwarves, I'll come back to you, but you better be ready to talk here.
Bedroll. So that I... Ah, nice.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Alta.
I'm not suited for this. It's sea cow, not sea sheep. Haven't got any shears, have you? People these days.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.